ever smile on, since I can't remember when.
Hey, how's it going? John here. Welcome. So you know what? If you want to see what I consider a textbook example of a bus conversion done the correct way, check out Steampunk Steve's videos when he did his. And I wish I'd watched them before I did mine. I preceded him. But one of the things he did correctly was he gutted the inside, which if you want a tiny house on wheels, it's important to do that. If you just want a party bus, maybe not. But if you want to be able to stay in it during, through the winter and whatever, you really want to gut the inside and put in foam insulation. And I didn't do that when I did mine. I didn't know any better. So what I'm going to show you in this video today is kind of a retrofit. I've been in the process of removing the original bus ceiling, the sheet metal, and in putting foam insulation up above there. And I'm short, so I'm actually adding a little bit of extra, taking a little bit of headroom away and putting some more insulation in there. And this video is doing the ceiling in the back bedroom, which I did with tongue and groove. So, hope you enjoy it. Here it comes. So I started by removing the existing ceiling. Here's what it looks like after cutting out the sheet metal. I drilled a hole in each corner. I used this. It's a Harbor Freight electric metal shear. And I've used this actually quite a lot. And this is one of the few tools where they actually sell a replacement. If you break this thing here, you can buy a new one. So now I'm going to pull all this fiberglass out of here. And I did not cut this very straight. It's okay, because it's all going to be covered up. So I'm going to have foam insulation here, and then hat channel here, and another layer of foam, and then probably tongue and groove. There you go, poor man's foam. What I'm doing is using this stuff, putting this stuff in like this. You see that makes about a 3/4 inch gap up the top there. And then I stick the spray nozzle in there and spray. And so then I have the advantage of the actual skin will all be spray foamed at a smaller cost. The spray foam is about $7 a can, and this stuff is like $10 for a 4x8 sheet. So it's a lot cheaper to do it this way. This is the orange stuff, the fire kill. Figured I'd use fire kill against the skin, because you never know. Somebody, maybe me, might want to weld. Got a couple of holes in the roof that I might patch with a welder or something at some point. Look how wet this is. So I got this hair dryer. I dry it all off first. So see what I'm doing here is I'm taking this flat channel. It's a metal furring strip. I marked it every 3 inches. I just arbitrarily picked 3 inches. That sounded good. And then I'm slitting it like this. And you can see when I slit it, it'll bend. So whether it's a good way or a bad way, I don't know. This is how I'm doing it. So you can see the original ceiling. I just cut this out. I should have removed it, but I didn't. And so now trying to do this as easily as I can. And I put this is metal furring strips. Those are about 7/8 inch or so, I believe. And I just screwed those to the remnants of the old ceiling. And I'm using this spray foam, this orange stuff. It's fire block. So I'm going to use this. This is house wrap. And so it's actually would normally go on the outside, but I'm going to put it on the inside. Hopefully that's okay. I don't know. That's what I'm doing. And so I'm going to put the this stuff up there as an underlayment. And then I'm going to put a tongue and groove over that, starting over here. But on this side, since I'll be going uphill with the spray foam, I'm going to pre-stage this side. This spray foam is really nasty stuff. So I finally got smart. I got this kind of spacesuit thing. It was cheap. It was like 15 bucks or something. And of course, always use goggles and gloves. And I tend to get this stuff all over the place in my hair and everything else. So this time, I'm going to try and do it this way. Hope for a better outcome. Here's this so far, so you can see I just tack this stuff up here to keep the vapor barrier from sagging. That pink is the spray foam up inside there. And then I'm about to start on this side here with the tongue and groove. So this is how I'm doing this. I tried toenailing these in, but it really doesn't work. I'm going into this, this stuff. So it didn't work really toenailing into there. So I'm having to use screws to hold it in, which is okay. I'm using these deck screws. I don't know, I don't think they're meant for sheet metal, but they work just fine. They're actually self-threading into this stuff. Just go right in. And then what I'm doing up here is spraying this stuff in here. So, and then you can see over here on this side, I would have been, since I'm doing tongue and grooves, see, I got to go this way. I would have been upside down over here. And so I did this ahead of time and just tacked it into place with whatever I had scrap handy to hold it so it wouldn't sag. So I think that worked. We'll find out soon as I get to that area. So here's one problem I had with this. You can see I wasn't good enough about putting the backing. I should have covered every square inch with scrap or however I was going to do it. Because I end up with these high spots here, and my tongue and groove is not going to want to seat down very well on there. See? So that's one thing I did wrong. And I'm going to have to kind of scrape these. There aren't too many of them. It's not that bad, but it's there. And you can see it's still not completely, totally dry up there. It's bleeding. So I'm going to take a scrap piece of the tongue and groove and just kind of test it out. And kind of take a scraper, and like this is probably going to have to come down a little bit. You can just cut it with a knife and kind of scrape it out with a piece of sheet metal or a knife or whatever. Actually, this is the tool to use. Multi-tool. And if you got to cut that foam, it's just like cutting hair, man. Zips right through it. So here's what this room looks like now. I still haven't put all my tools away yet. The bed is still not quite accessible, but it turned out all right. This molding here just bent nicely around this arch. And this here is, that's my backup camera. It's up there, and my backup lights, and I actually installed both of those after I did this wall. Since I kind of tend to do everything backwards, I'm probably going to put shelving up here. This stuff isn't that bad though. I just used that conduit they use for surface mounted wiring. Well, I think that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.